It's 9 o'clock. You're at home. You're done with work. You're relaxing. Then your phone goes off. You look down. It's your boss. Now here's the question. Should your boss be even texting you after work? Or is sending the text perfectly fine? As long as they don't expect you to answer. That's today's case. Bosses versus employees. Let's settle this.
The jury is now in session.
All right, jury. Here's what makes this one interesting. I don't think it's as simple as saying you're off the clock, your boss should never contact you. But I also don't think being somebody's employee means they have access to you 24 hours a day. So we're going to hear both sides, and then I'll give you my verdict. So let's start with the employees because we've got a pretty damn good argument. When my workday is over, my workday is over. Like, I'm eating with the family, I'm hanging out with the spouse and kids, maybe watching a game because football's right around the corner. I'm out somewhere. Hell, I could be even sleeping. Or I simply could be doing nothing. And you're allowed to. And sometimes it's not even about answering the text. Let me ask you a question. You see your boss's name pop up on your phone. Do you immediately start thinking about work again? Or do you start thinking of like you're looking at it and you're, oh, my boss has sent me a text while I say, forget you, forget you. Because I've had employees that were doing that instead of saying, oh man, work. No, they weren't answering me. Now let's move on to the boss because I understand this side. Sometimes something happens after everybody leaves, right? Maybe tomorrow's schedule's changed, someone's called out, there's information the employee needs before coming in, or maybe even a customer job situation changed, right? Something genuinely urgent happened. The boss thinks something at 8 p.m. and doesn't want to forget it, right? And here's the boss's argument. Sending you a text isn't the same thing as telling you to work. That's important because the boss can send something that says like, hey, just so you know, tomorrow we're starting at 8, not at 7. So does that really cross the line? But here's where I think the case gets interesting. Is the problem your boss texting you after work, or is the problem the boss expecting you to respond after work? Because those two are completely different. So like the boss can send a text like, hey, when you get in tomorrow, remind me to talk to you about the Johnson job, right? So no response required. Probably fine. Then you can have one where the boss says, I need you to send me these numbers tonight. Well, now we're talking about work after work. Very different. Or you can have where it says, the boss says, hey, call me ASAP at 9:30 p.m. So now the employee is wondering, am I in trouble? Did something happen? Do I have to call? That's where the pressure comes. But there is one exception that I don't think is debatable. A real emergency. If something legitimately needs immediate attention, contact employee. But then again, define emergency. Bosses, like everything is not an emergency just because it's important to you. Some bosses treat every little problem like the building's on fire. All right, jury, I've heard both sides. Here's my verdict. I don't think there's a problem with the boss texting their employees. I do have a line that I draw. If it's something that I can wait till tomorrow, but I don't want to forget, then it's not going to be that important. If I forgot the next day, it's not that important, I guess, right? That's what I did. Now, if it was an important covering a shift, you're not going to be open the next day so they can stay at home, things like that. Yes, I texted them, a heads up of, hey, tomorrow we're going to have dinner at 7 p.m. at this place. You want to join? They don't have to respond. So, but when it comes to emergencies, things like that, I say yes. When it's just trying to be work outside of work, no, that's why I draw the line on that. But do I expect the employee to text back? No, I mean, not expecting them. It'd be nice if they, acknowledge that they got the text, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So that's my verdict. But that's only my verdict. Jury, now it's yours. Should bosses be allowed to text employees after work? Yes, sending a text is fine, or no, when I'm off the clock, leave me alone. And here's the question I really want answered. Is sending the text the problem, or is expecting a response the problem? Put your verdict in the comments. The jury has the final say. I'll see you on the next case.